I try to help poor little queer.
It sounds like the swine you are.
Swine. That's probably the only time you ever use it, you little coward. Thank you. You poor little queer. You parked in certain tunes there with your ass. I hear it. I'm listening to television and I hear them. I hear the... You only talk to your ass, you sucker. I don't even know which side your ass, you asshole. You fucking piece of Which end is his ass? Well, he farts through both ends. Asshole.
Goddamn, you shut up!
Then get
Shut up! You shut up!
Then you shut up!
Then do it!
Then do it!
Quit giggling, you son
Good,
of
then
a
shut your mouth.
So you want it? You want it?
Don't try it.
Don't try it. Then sit down.
I don't want to hurt you.
Sit down. Sit down and shut up.
I am perfectly capable of kidding.
Then shut up and be a man.
Then you shut your
Be a
mouth.
man. Be a man.
Then you shut your mouth.
Then you shut yours.
Shut your mouth, you goddamn queer sucker. Don't talk to me. Shut your mouth, you asshole quitter. Shut your mouth. Don't ever try to attack me here. Because you're not something.
Get up.
I don't want to have to kill you.
I'm telling you, shut up.
I don't want to have to hurt you.
Shut up. Just shut up. Quit foaming at the mouth and shut up.
I am perfectly capable. I'm perfectly capable of kicking this.
You want to try?
I know. I don't want to.
Then shut up.
Then shut your mouth.
And keep doing it.
Good. Shut your mouth and go to bed then. You goddamn queer motherfucker. I don't want to listen to you. Dirty son of a bitch. I ain't got no use for queer suckers. Shut your mouth and go to bed. I will not with you. Get out of my life, you goddamn queer sucker. You ain't got brains enough to know what you're doing, you dumb queer. Queers never have any sense. Well then shut your mouth.
Shut up!
Shut your mouth!
The next time I'm gonna pop you. I'm going to pop you if you don't shut up. Now stop. You're drunk. You've drunk 4 liters of wine.
I'll tell you what, you sucker. You try to hit me and I will kill you. Don't try to hit me.
Just shut up and go.
Don't ever touch me.
Shut up.
I don't want to kill you. I don't want to hurt you. I don't hurt you, sucking queer. But don't you ever. Don't touch me, you piece of shit. Because you ain't big enough to touch me. If you ever get near me, I'm going to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you.
Hi, this is Johnny Morton from the Detroit Lions. You're listening to Drew and Mike on 101 WRIF.
Hussein is trying to get involved in the Israeli-Palestinian peace talks. You know, they're fighting over the West Bank, and this is a heavy-duty issue, much more important in the Middle East.
That West Bank is just nothing but trouble.
This is far more important than Saddam Hussein's UN inspections, and so he has gotten himself into the fray there. And reportedly, he's doing pretty well, too.
Wow, that's strange. I mean, that is so volatile. I can't believe it. Israelis, Palestinians, and Saddam. Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Well, that's really pretty frightening.
Saddam is bitching that we're overly understanding when it comes to Israel. Yeah. But we really don't have any understanding when it comes to dealing with Arabs. And apparently, there's a little bit of backing there. And so a lot of these issues are getting confused, and meanwhile, our situation is mixed in there. And so we really need Saudi Arabia. We need to use that base. We need them behind us. And we don't really have anybody official we can call over there, but we got a number for a couple of Pizza Huts.
Good enough. So, good enough. Maybe from the Pizza Hut you can see the base. Maybe not.
I don't even know what time it is there, but whatever. Yeah. We don't know what time it is anywhere.
Who cares?
Yeah, hi, it's Drew and Mike calling on the radio in America at WRIF.
Yes?
How you doing?
Fine, sir.
Good. Hey, we were calling, we're having a little, I guess a little problem getting to use our bases there in Saudi Arabia in order to attack Saddam Hussein.
How do you say?
We wanted to drop some bombs on Iraq, and we wanted to use your bases there in Saudi Arabia.
Sir, wait, sir.
He's getting permission.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
It's Drew and Mike calling on the radio in America, WRIF, and we were calling because I guess there's been a little miscommunication. We're having some problems getting permission to use our bases in Saudi Arabia in order to drop some bombs on Iraq.
Dropping bombs on Iraq?
Yeah, we're thinking about it.
Yeah, because, that Saddam, he's such a bastard, Since nobody will take him out, we have to just level the joint and be done with it.
Yeah.
What's the problem with using our bases there in Saudi Arabia?
Actually, sir, this is Pizza Hut restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's Pizza Hut, but that doesn't mean you can't say something.
Huh?
Or make the call,
Yeah, it's not like you're not in charge.
Yeah. Because, Saddam, he needs to go, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's a bummer.
So what's the problem with using the base there in Saudi Arabia? Because we can drop much bigger bombs if we can use that.
So that was the plan, huh?
Well, yeah, because we have a runway there. I guess it's about 15,000 feet long or something like that, and we can get some bigger planes up with bigger bombs.
We'll level that joint because we're a little sick and tired of hearing about it. It's getting a little boring, so it's time to just be done with it.
I don't think that we have an access to do that.
Well, tell us what's the problem there, buddy?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, do you have a problem with us using the base there? You personally?
Actually, sir, I'm a Filipino, and...
Oh, so you don't care because you're Filipino.
But I
It's
care
not
about
your
this,
problem. If it's
plan
not-
of the United States.
You pardon me, sir?
What I care about is the plan of the United States.
Right,
About Iraq.
and our plan is to blast Iraq a few good ones, and you don't have a problem with that.
There's no problem in that.
All right, well,
okay.
can you rally some of the Saudis there?
They're going to...
Can you
Huh?
can you get them off their Saudi ass?
Can you?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Well, what's their problem? What do they want Saddam Hussein to become more powerful and fire off some biological weapons at their Saudi asses?
I think this is the reason.
Pardon me?
This is the reason if they allow you to use their bases, maybe that's what Saddam is going to do.
Oh, I see. So as long as they hold out, then Saddam won't get pissed off at them.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
those people need to get a Playboy and pound the living daylights out of their puds, and then they'll start feeling a little more relaxed. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Hey, you're from the Philippines now. How did you end up in Saudi Arabia?
Reason for a job?
Looking for a job?
Wow.
Man, but in Saudi Arabia now you can't do squat, can you? I mean, you can't look at dirty magazines or anything.
Nothing.
I have my wife here.
Oh, you have your wife.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, see, we need to change things so these people can start pulling on their Saudi puds. What?
Next thing you know, the hot rear crap is coming up.
So you hate Saudis, huh?
Well, the
No,
Saudis,
we don't hate Saudis, but
let me
they
tell
ought
you
to let us
something.
they ought to let us use our base there.
The Saudis could use some hot rear action. And it would change everything. We would have had the airport days ago. They'd be so relaxed.
In Riyadh?
Yeah,
When?
nothing. Hey, answer me a question here too. We're reading about in Iraq, people are so poor they can't even get married. Have you heard about that?
If they don't have enough money,
Right.
they can't.
They can't get married.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So my understanding it is that the Iraqi women are putting out now. They're actually having sex without being married because nobody can afford to get married.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
I guess that would probably not be the Muslim thing to do, would it?
Is there a big influx seeking some hot rear action?
No, seriously, are people going over there to pick up Iraqi women?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah?
Maybe.
Really?
Wow, that's quite something. So if they can't afford to get married, then they, they're having sex and stuff, which goes to show you that was the most important thing of all, because, about getting married,
Because these Saudis cannot give what we can give or what we can do.
Yeah. Well, I guess the bottom line is we need these airports,
Mm-hmm.
Because that Saddam guy, he's got to go, Enough's enough with that dude.
So can we count you in for saying it's okay to use the base over there?
Here?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay,
thank
you.
We'll put you down for that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, dude.
Okay, excellent.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, sir.
Okay, have a good one. Bye-bye.
I was anxious to see what his response was going to be. Can I put you down for that? If he was going to balk. But he didn't.
Only Harris's mind that. What if we heard him in the background rallying Saudi ass?
I know it. You know what?
Time to get off your Saudi asses and support America.
I think I've just about had it with hot rear action, too. I can't.
Hasn't everyone?
I can't. Hi, this is Steve from the Rugburns. Whenever I practice my ABCs, I'm always listening to these 4 letters, WRIF 101, Detroit, Michigan. Once again, let's go through the ABCs for those of you nimrods out there who didn't get it right the first time. She was a fan of the A's, allergic to B's. She traveled the seas, had a lovely pair of D's. I met her with ease, convinced her to F. And then she said, geez, Stevie, I got a headache. And I looked into her eyes, rolled a couple of J's. And when we felt okay, well, we both said, what the L? Started screaming, baby, I'm burning at both ends. I gave her the big O and wound up with her P's. Well, sometimes you miss your Q's, and you don't know where you are. Don't even know K or S when you're tainted by the T's. And I guess I let her use all the credit on my V's. I must be saying double, you remind me of my ex. And I guess that explains why I wanna roll over and catch some Z's. Wanna roll over and catch some Z's. Wanna roll over and catch some Z's. Now I learned my ABCs, WRIF 101 and Rugburns. Such a combination. Better than beer and Quaaludes.
Don't touch that dial or we'll kill you.
Compare a dance party to a really huge vat of peanut butter. It would keep your ugly neighbor and her 3 dogs busy for weeks. Ignition, inside the State Theater on Saturday night. Change your life.
Hey, this is Carolyn Stone from the WRIF, and already Ignition is Detroit's biggest Saturday night dance party. If you haven't checked it out yet, listen to this. Over 2,000 Metro Detroiters pack the largest dance floor in Detroit every week, counting down to the Millennium inside the State Theater. And then there's the Merchants Bazaar in the front lobby featuring DDT's Pipe and Tobacco, Motor City Clothing, and ammo wear. Ignition, every Saturday night inside the State Theater. Dance, drink, party. Ignition.
101.
Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ignition. While other clubs around town are counting down to 2,000, the Millennium is in full effect every Saturday at the State Theater, where WRIF and Budweiser present Ignition. The absolute biggest party in Detroit brings you the largest dance floor in town, an ever-changing intense light show, and a huge array of alternative dance music, courtesy of the one and only DJ Charles English.
This is Carolyn Stone from the WRIF, and I'll be broadcasting live from the State Theater this Saturday night as DJ Charles English spins the room into a frenzy. For a change of scenery, step up to the state's clear level and experience the overground with DJ Quig. This Saturday, Quig will be giving away tickets to Primus and Chris Cornell. And as always, he'll be dishing out a unique mix of music found only inside the State Theater. And don't forget to check out the Merchants Bazaar for specialty items and wearables from BDT's Pipe and Tobacco, Motor City Clothing, and Jerry the Glow Stick Guy.
Ignition is unstoppable. With more than 2,300 people every Saturday night. For more info, call 313-961-5450. The State Theater, where this bud's for you.
Taste buds to brain.
Go ahead, taste buds.
We just kidnapped the tongue.
You what?
We haven't had a Dunkin' Donuts bagel in days.
Yeah, so we took a hostage.
You're bluffing. How do I even know you have the tongue? Good heavens! What have you done with him?
He's fine.
A little tongue-tied is all.
And you'll release him for a bagel?
Not just any bagel.
Yeah, a Dunkin' Donuts freshly baked bagel.
So yummy.
So delicious.
Now, really, wouldn't any bagel do? Okay, Dunkin' Donuts bagels, you got it. Then what?
Leave it in a bag outside the mouth and await further instructions.
Yeah, don't try anything smart, Brain, or else.
Or else what?
Show him, teeth.
Start your body off fresh every morning with Dunkin' Donuts' delicious freshly baked bagels.
Stop by Dunkin' Donuts today and get a half pound of regular or light cream cheese free when you buy 6 freshly baked bagels. At participating U.S. shops only. Offer ends 11/30/99.
$200 from checking to savings. Yeah. $200 from savings to checking. All right. Okay, $300 from checking to savings. Pow! $350 from savings to checking. Oh, the man.
With Huntington Web Bank, you can transfer funds anytime or all the time. You can also get up-to-the-minute real-time account balances, keep track of income and expenses, and pay your bills.
$500 from checking to savings. Yes! Now for the ultimate test. A single penny from savings to checking. Oh, mama.
Huntington Web Bank, the easiest way ever to visit, move, and manage your money. Just call 1-877-WEB-BANK or visit ebank@huntington.com. Huntington, banking, investments, insurance. Member FDIC.
Now, the Drew Carey Show is on 5 days a week. And who's going door to door spreading the good news? Drew Carey himself.
Yeah? Who's there?
Drew Carey, ma'am.
Drew who?
Drew Carey from the Drew Carey Show. I'm going door to door all across the country telling people that now the Drew Carey Show's on.
Oh, yeah. 5 days a week. I know all about it.
You do?
I love the Drew Carey Show. And if I could pick any man in the world to come knocking on my door, Drew Carey would be that man.
Well, I'm Drew Carey.
You don't look like Drew Carey.
You can't see me.
You don't sound like him either.
I'm him. I mean, it's me, really.
You can't be. The real Drew Carey is funny and witty yet endearing.
Oh, hey, thanks.
So say something funny and witty yet endearing. I'm waiting.
The Drew Carey Show. Now you can Drew it 5 days a week.
Look, lady, just watch my show 5 days a week, okay?
Of course I will.
Thanks.
But you're still not him.
The Drew Carey Show. Drew it 5 days a week.
Drew Carey, every Wednesday at 7 and 10. Only on Detroit's Place to WB, WB20.
The times in which we live. Think about it. Never have so many opportunities been within reach. Whether succeeding in the busy global marketplace or quietly fulfilling a lifetime dream. You can do it at Macomb Community College, where we're building the most comprehensive community college in Michigan. Imagine hundreds of courses to choose from in all areas. Pre-college, university transfer, career preparation, bachelor's degree completion and graduate programs, workforce training and continuing education. So whether you're after a competitive edge or quiet contemplation, it's all here, including our flexible options like 8-week terms or courses through the internet. Macomb Community College. Check us out on the web or call for more information. 810-445-7999. That's 810-445-7999.
Classes start January 11th. So, you have an internet service provider. And you probably are familiar with the 4 stages of getting online. Waiting. Wondering.
Is it just slow or is it dead? Slow, dead.
Second guessing.
I paid $21.95 for this?
Screaming. Take a deep breath. It doesn't have to be like that. Now there's Corecom. Premium internet service. Unpremium price. $9.95 a month, unlimited access. No term commitment. Free setup plus email. Personal web space. Dynamite customized content. 24/7 service, which you probably won't need because our Tier 1 backbone connection is designed to Stay connected. And when you sign up now, your first 30 days are free.
$9.95 a month. 30 days free.
Ready for stage 5?
Corecom Euphoria.
Get Corecom. Sign up at core.com or call 1-888-233-1144.
Did you know that you should have your brakes checked every 10,000 miles? You can't avoid it. You can't ignore it. After a while, your brakes just wear out. They need to be replaced. At the Brake Shop, we know brakes. That's all we do. Our certified brake technicians will give you a free brake inspection and, if necessary, replace your pads and shoes, front and rear, for just $98. And that includes our lifetime warranty on all parts and labor, honored nationwide. Just $98 for new brakes, a lifetime warranty, and a little peace of mind. It's simple. Good brakes are safe. Bad brakes aren't. And they get worse until you have them fixed. Call the Brake Shop today at 1-800-866-BRAKE. The Brake Shop. Nobody knows brakes like the Brake Shop. Additional parts and labor may be required.
Still no luck at the methadone clinic. Somebody wailed on that phone. You know, we got to call the phone company down there and get them to fix that payphone. In fact, maybe we'll do that on the air.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. That
the methadone payphone
it doesn't work.
Right.
Doesn't work. Somebody squatted in the receiver or something. I was crazy. That's got to be fixed.
No, the same time we called the methadone clinic payphone, which was fun, we called the payphone number, and this is all on the internet too, payphone numbers around the world.
Oh, yeah.
This payphone that is actually between the two doors to get into the bathroom at a fast food place down south. And actually we had a pretty good time with them too, so since we can't get the methadone clinic, let's try these clowns.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bother you. It's Drew and Mike calling on the radio at WRIF, and we just want to make sure the men's room was okay.
Hold on.
Remember last time she thinks that we're the ones that
did it,
defaced it. Yeah. We call afterwards for the big thrill.
Right. Exactly. You're even a bigger creep. Like the creepy arsonist that returns to the site.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because somebody beached one in there.
Oh, okay.
Big time. Did you see that? It's, a thunderhead that tops at least 60,000 feet.
All right.
I mean, it's solid overcast, and underneath, God knows.
Was there an emergency call for some tongs?
No.
A skimmer? No.
Did you check the John yet?
Someone already checked it.
Oh, did they?
Because I didn't want to come over there and eat and have to use the facilities until I was sure that everything was okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, did you see the bowl splatter? I mean, it's hard to talk about without getting ill, but I don't know what kind of animal was in there.
It's cleared up now.
Did anybody figure out who the animal was that did that?
No.
Was the janitor seen running down the hallway holding his mouth with his eyes teared up?
Does this happen very often? Because I mean, I just can't believe I come over there just to have a nice meal, and next thing you know, there's one beached in the men's room, for Christ's sake. I got to call ahead every time I come over now.
Oh, okay.
Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
Did you see that log? Right on the tile.
No.
I guess it was yelling for air.
Okay.
Like a fish out of water.
Yeah, it had gills. It was so big.
All right.
Can you comment on that?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
No, seriously, can you make some comment on the situation?
Huh?
Can you make some comment on the animal that left that in there?
No. Let me go get you someone.
Is she laughing? Was she
I don't know.
chuckling?
I think she's a little appalled. It's the creeps. They're calling back. They're back on the scene.
Yes.
May I help you?
Yeah, we were just calling to make sure the bathroom was clear because, I don't know, we'd heard somebody...
I done got y'all last week saying the same crap. Why y'all keep doing this?
No, we're not doing anything. We're...
No, bull.
No.
Ma'am, we want somebody...
Yeah.
Somebody beaches one in your bathroom. I think that's your problem. We're just calling to make sure it's been taken care of.
That's your problem. It ain't my problem. You gotta close your nose if you don't want to go in there and smell.
But this thing was a Lincoln log sitting right there. I mean, you know.
Must have been yours.
Hey, it's your job to get in there and take care of it.
That's my job to take care of y'all when y'all out here.
I expect a clean restroom when I come there.
Well, you expect it, you come get it.
Well, if it was mine, I wouldn't be calling like some pervert to ask about
I think
it.
you are a pervert. You don't have nothing better to do with your time than to aggravate people like us.
We're not trying to aggravate anybody. We're trying
to be a sarcastic ass.
We're trying to make it a better place to work and to dine.
Okay, well, what are you with, the Board of Health?
So after I finish my meal and then I have the urge, I mean...
Well, that's not my fault. I mean, that's what they asked. If you got the urge, you do it.
Hey, I know, but you work there.
That's your business.
But look, it's your job to make sure...
No, it's not my job. I don't go in the men's bathroom.
But for me to open the stall and see a cloud deck, I push the flush handle and something like earth exploded underneath.
It wasn't you?
No.
It was like a bomb.
Hey, look, it's not funny.
Why are you laughing? And your friends laughing in the back.
It's your job to keep a cleanly restroom. Yes, it is.
Oh, no, it's not.
Well, who's in charge of that bathroom?
You are. You're supposed to take care of it when you leave it.
Oh, that's really, you know, what a classy organization this is. Well, I want to talk to your supervisor.
You want to talk to him for real?
Yeah, I want to talk to him. I don't like your attitude.
I don't like yours neither because I think you're a smart ass. You want the manager? Here she is.
And you just,
all right, I'd like to talk to her.
You tear up.
You have a nice day.
Okay, thanks.
And don't be an ass.
Hey, I don't appreciate that kind of comment. This is somebody that works the fryer now, coming to the phone, acting as if they're the manager.
Yeah.
Hello?
May I help you?
Is this the manager?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I just want to tell you what happened. I had a terrible incident in the men's room there. This is the phone right next to the men's room, right?
Right.
Well, I took the number down to make sure the next time I came in to eat that I could call ahead and make sure that, there wasn't some kind of debauchery going on in there.
Uh-huh.
And I called just to make sure, somebody hadn't beached one. And the employee, I don't know, acted as if I was out of line to call ahead.
Right. But why you take the payphone number down? Why you just get to call the number at the front?
Well, because this is...
There would have been more logical reason to do how to do things.
Well, ma'am, this payphone is right next to the men's room, so I figured...
Right now, I have went in the men's bathroom, made sure it was nobody in there, and the bathroom does not smell. If you went in there and crapped in there, then there's no way that we could, just spray behind you. But if you feel it was smelling like that before...
Look, well, I don't appreciate the inference that I stunk the joint up or something because I didn't do it. I took the payphone.
If somebody went in before you and did what they had to do.
Well, that's what happened.
That's exactly what happened. The tissue was a gigantic overcast.
Oh, Jack.
It was like being in an airliner over solid overcast.
Oh well.
So
sorry for your problem.
Well, I just don't think it's unreasonable.
If you have another problem like that, it would be best for you to call the main line instead of the payphone.
I just know that but ma'am, I just know that this phone is near the men's room, and so I figure whoever's there can quickly check, and I guess you did check. Now, are you sure the handicap stall is okay?
It's fine.
It's
Are you
fine.
handicapped too?
No, I just prefer that stall because there's more space.
Oh, so you can go in there and do what you have to do.
So you can go out and well, a person likes to stretch.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, ma'am.
I said, so that means you give you a little bit more space to do what you have to do. You have to spread your legs wide open and do what you got to do, right?
Okay, I don't appreciate that kind of smart remark. I don't know how you got in management treating customers like that.
Because this is a bunch of bull. I'm just going to be honest. I'm speaking my mind.
Ma'am.
And as a manager, I'm going to speak my mind.
But it was so traumatic after opening the stall door and seeing this that on the way out, I thought next time this isn't going to happen. And through the tears in my eyes that were welled up from the stench, I wrote down this payphone number.
Ma'am?
Oh, yes.
I think restrooms are an issue at your restaurant.
They're always an issue.
I think it's a legitimate issue for a customer.
Okay.
And excuse me for caring more than apparently the people that work there do about a particular incident.
Yeah, because one doesn't like to go into a lavatory and slip on a turd banana.
Uh-huh.
I mean, is that unreasonable?
Yeah. You're right. But I don't see no complaints about it. How you doing? I have no complaints. People going in and out of it now, and there's no complaints.
Well, okay. Well, that's all I wanted to know. I just,
You're the first complaint we had this morning.
Well, I'm not complaining. I'm just calling ahead to make sure it's okay because I'm going to come in and eat.
Oh, okay then.
It was a crime scene, ma'am.
It's straight now, so if you want to come in and eat, it's fine, okay?
All right.
Okay then.
Okay, thanks a lot. I appreciate your attention and your professionalism.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye. That was the manager.
It was. I was having a hard time keeping it together. You know, we talked to 3 people, ending with a restaurant manager, about the crapper.
I bet you that bathroom is cleaner than normal, thanks to our efforts.
WRIF's Countdown to the Millennium Weekend, number 3. Listen to win tickets to the RIF's Millennium Bash, New Year's at the Silverdome, and a trip to New York City to see Metallica perform live.
101 WRIF Detroit, the home of rock and roll. RIF rocks.
This is Jerry, the voice for the San Francisco Jacks. You're listening to Radio Heroes Drew and Mike on 101 WRIF. Listen in for the thing itself.
On 101 WRIF Detroit.
The Juice, there's so much going on. The Juice has been attacked, he claims, by a gunman. And I'm already entirely suspicious. Trudy came in this morning and said, of course, O.J.'s so quick to point out it's a white guy. And I have to say, it is quite common that white people rob black people at golf courses. It happens all the time, so there's no reason to question this story. Well, middle-aged white guys are constantly robbing black people at golf courses.
I know.
Cut it out, white people.
This guy looked like a regular solid citizen in his 40s, very clean cut. I might have taken him for an off-duty policeman. My problem with this story is, why didn't the guy shoot him? I mean, it was perfect.
Oh, Christ.
It was like, see you later, O.J. Bye-bye. No balls.
Maybe because O.J. bit his gun hand or whatever he said.
I know, bit his hand so that the guy would release the gun and then cut himself on the barrel.
Can you imagine what this guy's hand must look like if O.J. in a rage bit his hand? I bet. I bet he's missing 3 fingers.
Yeah. I'm sure in the hospital with his hand just soaking in some solution at the hospital.
There's probably a 911 call from the guy with O.J. in the background just going,
oh, I know.
Me and my 30 teeth are leaving.
Yeah. I'm surprised when he called 911 to report the guy he was chasing. The police just doesn't come back and say, well, big deal, you killed 2 people. Why should we react to this?
O.J.'s quotes are the funniest thing of all. Listen to what he says.
It's hilarious.
I'd finished playing golf, was walking to my car, saying goodbye to my buddies.
And who's his buddies, by the way?
I know, murderer lovers.
Yeah, and what golf course was this? Probably half dirt.
I was taking my shoes off between cars, and I sensed someone coming up behind me. I turned around, and he was holding a gun on me. I said, man, why do you want to screw up your life?
Why do you want to screw up your life?
Now, did the guy respond like, come on, you should talk? You're telling me about screwing up my life?
You only killed 2 people.
Yeah.
Come on, Jesus.
You're a prisoner on the planet, you asshole. And, you know.
Take my car. You don't want to do this. He said the man looked at him and called him by name saying, O.J., I hear you carry a lot of money.
That sounds really stupid. It must be a white guy to say something that dumb.
There's no one who would say that to him. First of all, you know that he can't carry much money because Fred Goldman will just turn him upside down and shake it out of him.
Right. What a stupid thing to say.
Well, he didn't say it, though.
Well,
come on.
Yeah, I know.
The assailant seemed intent on robbing him, Simpson said, but when he offered him money in his credit cards, he didn't take them. O.J., here you carry a lot of money. Well, I got some money in my credit cards here. You know what? I don't think I want them after all.
Yeah. So every credit card's maxed out anyway.
This guy looked like a regular solid citizen in his 40s, very clean cut. I might have taken him for an off-duty policeman.
Naturally, he has to reference a cop. Why didn't he shoot him?
I swear, I wish...
That ballless jackass.
He isn't anybody. Don't get mad at him because he doesn't exist.
You don't think so?
No. There was no off-duty policeman who came up to O.J. at a golf course to rob him.
Well, no, he said he looked like he would be, you know.
He stepped towards me. We wrestled for the gun. I bit his hand so he would let go of the gun. Simpson cut his hand with the barrel of the gun.
How can he kill 2
I wonder where this cut is.
Yeah. How can he kill 2 people and be pretty much unscathed and yet get in a little tussle in the parking lot and be half dead?
My hand was bleeding. My first reaction wasn't to follow him, but I got in my van and followed him. His first reaction was to kill him. Of course, that's the part he leaves out.
Right. And probably cut his hand probably on a knife. O.J. was probably wielding a knife just like before and then managed to cut himself just like before.
My first reaction was to kill him and his waiter. But I got in my van and followed him. He said he got the license number. Which he gave to police, then went to the police station, asked if the incident was an attempted carjacking. He said he didn't want the car, he wanted me.
Yeah, like the guy would want some stupid van. What's O.J. driving a van for?
Well, that's interesting. What you call
the cops?
Poor LAPD having to do something for this idiot.
I know it. That's something.
Dial up LAPD. Let's find out let's find out how they did on that plate, OJ.
Yeah. They must have the guy by now. You know.
Here's OJ's plate. The plate was TMSV14933232.
Yeah.
All right, geez, that's too many numbers, OJ. I don't know, take off the last 3 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
I bet this plate doesn't run.
Doesn't even work.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know, it's O.J.
I suppose it's possible.
He's sort of like bobbing anymore. He just bobs up, and then you hear him.
I really think that if this hadn't happened, my first instinct, of course, is that he's made this up. It's a cry for help. He's out of the media.
Uh-huh.
But...
He wanted to get back in and be the good guy. I chased this criminal, Jesus.
It might get him some pussy, I suppose. Do you think? The fact that
he gets
some
that anyway.
white cop-looking guys after him.
Yeah.
Poor O.J.
Well, he's got that Nicole lookalike, too, as it is,
There's a problem there, though. What did I read? That Nicole lookalike, her mother is alleging that the daughter told her that she and O.J. do coke together.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I forgot why that came up, but I just read that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the mother, of course, is beside herself. She's so upset that her daughter's boinking O.J.
Oh, God, yes.
Poisoned by his toxic murdering dick.
I know it. TD. Capital TD.
No, TMD. Toxic murderer dick. My daughter's getting MD.
Yeah.
She's been getting murderer dick for like the last 6 months. Really pisses me off.
Flip over. I'm going to murder you with my dick. Oh, God. Doing coke, huh? Just like the old days.
Go ahead and ask him if we can talk to somebody. I don't want to screw with the LAPD. I just want the real information.
That's it. Simpson.
Do you think he really got? Do you think there's really something to this? Because my first reaction was immediately he was lying. I didn't really even give him any. I didn't consider any other possibility.
My first reaction was only my thoughts were just clouded with the idea of why didn't he shoot him? He had him right there. He's a big enough dork where it'd have been no great loss. Throw the guy in jail, and we get O.J. 2 birds with 1 stone. And my thoughts were so totally clouded with that. I didn't think of anything else.
What is with this guy in golf too? It's so funny. Here he's killed 2 people. I mean, you'd think he'd really be trying to find something to do with his life that would give it meaning, or somehow he could not erase, but.
Surprised he's not a Scientologist by now.
I would think he'd be really heavily into religion.
Oh, yeah, big time.
But instead, he's totally into golf.
I know. It's just golf, golf, golf. And I'm assuming that this course just blows.
Well, he can't play in any good courses. They won't let him.
So it's got to be just flat as a board and half dust. Every time he swings a club, there's dust.
Well,
you just hear across like 4 fairways, the Jews, way over there. Simpson said he told people, that he told this gunman that people would see him aiming the gun. People are going to see you.
People are going to see you aiming that gun.
That's just right.
Imagine this guy that blew him away. What a hero he would be.
Oh my God!
He could go into the courtroom. First of all, there'd be tons of people willing to defend him. And he could say, "You know what? I just went nuttied out this whole thing about the racist cop and the LAPD, and I knew he killed this woman, and he spun it around to his own advantage. He used his own race, and I just flipped out." I guarantee you, if you got the right jury,
sure,
you could hang up at least a couple people.
God, yes. Oh, yeah. And the guy could just say, "Look, I was getting ready to play golf. O.J. attacked me." I mean, that makes sense.
Straight out. The guy puts up any decent defense at all. Are you quitting him?
Oh, God, yeah, he's off. He doesn't have to do anything. I just let him go. I wouldn't even fingerprint him.
It's crazy.
I'd have a parade.
I saw this guy coming at me, screaming something about me and my 2 kids.
Yeah, right.
Me and my 2 fists, and I didn't know what was going on.
Exactly.
So I just shot him. I have to admit I freaked out a little bit, but he had this rage in his eyes. His pupils were, had this black look to them. It was bizarre.
Came after me with a titanium driver.
He did attack someone with his driver. Remember that?
Yeah, I do. Oh, God,
he was a cameraman, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with LAPD, Mike?
They claim to not know anything.
They claim to not know anything.
No, I heard about it or saw it on the news real quickly. But
what? Oh, Lord.
Maybe O.J. just called the media up and...
Yeah. I will say the conversation sounds...
LAPD didn't know anything about it. I just told the media.
Yeah. The conversation sounds preposterous. I will say that. It sounds extremely stupid.
No armed robber and victim have ever had that conversation, and that includes O.J. Simpson and this guy that looks like an off-duty policeman. The conversation never happened. It doesn't exist.
I mean...
End of story.
Yeah. Offers him money and credit cards. The guy doesn't want anything. The guy just did anything. So why'd you even bother to chase him?
It's almost as stupid as all his explanations for the actual murder itself and some of the ridiculous things he said.
Yeah, big time.
Drew and Mike in the morning. It's a big day tomorrow. A day filled with daiquiris and Nintendos and off magazines and
on 101 WRIF Detroit. The Riff.
Okay,
from Lifestyles Condoms.
Hey, maybe that'll help these guys out, huh?
They're making the large condoms and the Snuggers.
The Snuggers.
Guys that are maybe looking for something a little
less than huge.
My nuts are small as pearls. You like to laugh at me because I'm hung just like a squirrel. Sometimes it bugs me. I'm not a bigger guy. When I was a baby, it was exactly the same size. But there's nothing I can do, 'cause I only got a 3-inch toe. Come home with me, have a cocktail at my place. I gotta tell you before we get past second base.
Those kids' dicks are bigger than them sausages.
Ain't no big swing, But if you can find him, he's a friendly little thing. Well, there's nothing I can do. I only got a 3-inch toe. When I'm coming,
Carol speaking.
Hey, Carol, it's Drew and Mike at WRIF. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very fine, thank you. We've got some of your condoms in front of us.
Sure.
Your condoms.
Your condom. Right away, our producer just handed me the Snugger, it's called, and I just opened it up, and I must say it's kind of like a finger cot. It's quite,
yeah, who are the girly men who are using these?
It's quite small.
Well, it's really important that people are fitted properly because you don't want anything slipping off.
No, that's true.
Is there something that comes in this, like an insert that says, sorry, pal? Some type of apology or our condolences, but knock yourself out?
We make no judgments on that.
Yes,
yeah,
I
you can't.
see.
There's a lot of business that way.
I know.
And these are Lifestyles condoms, right? The extra large and the Snuggers.
Yes, that's right. Lifestyles really just recognizes that shoes come in all sizes, shirts and pants come in all sizes.
Mm-hmm.
People on our website are always complaining that condoms are one size fits all. So we've decided to do a little research and try to fit people properly.
Are you finding that quietly the Snuggers are selling briskly?
Certain parts of the country tend to be...
Well, like Chinatown in San Francisco? Or...
I think I'll leave that up to the imagination.
All right.
But honestly, a lot of people seem to be asking for the large. Now, we're not quite sure if it's just ego at this point.
Oh, it is. Oh, it's ego, please. You and I both know that.
Well, it could be. Interestingly, men ask for the large and women tend to buy the regular size. And,
see?
Who's telling the truth here.
Well, what's that tell you? See?
Well, but the other thing is that I think, all kidding aside, that condoms, especially around the ring, if they're not sized properly, can be quite uncomfortable. And there's a reason that people don't use them. So I think people tend to like the large just because it gives them a squish more room.
Yeah, but on the other hand, most of these guys are swimming in them.
And we don't want that. We don't want anything falling off at just the opportune time.
Or tearing.
Yelling, help!
or tearing because the thing's so damn loose.
I'm just surprised that anyone will actually walk up to the counter with Snugger fits, the little ones.
But you notice, it's interesting because Jay Leno was talking about it in his monologue, but it's interesting that nowhere in the package do we actually say small.
Oh, of course not. You're smarter than that.
Oh, God.
So hopefully, it doesn't shout what it is, and but it just sort of implies that it's going to give you a little bit of a tighter, snugger.
But Snugger says something. I don't know, doesn't it?
Yeah. What's the results of all of your research? If we just can plunge into a penile length for a moment.
The average is, and we continue to do more. We're going to do more at spring break actually this year, but the average is between 5 3/4 and 6 inches.
Oh, no kidding.
Is
That's
that right?
the average. Would you say like 9 out of 10 are about right in there, aren't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
See?
And what?
Yeah.
How long or how big would someone be to use the extra large, or what would be a size you think would require that?
Well, the other interesting thing about that is you talk in terms of size and you think length, but it's really girth or width that's going to cause a condom user anyway discomfort. The larger condom goes up to 200 millimeters long, which is almost 8 inches.
Wow. So there's a lot of play down at the base, huh?
Yeah, it's a flared condom for just a little bit more room and more sensitivity. That's another thing that people think thinner.
So the guy tends to shave all around the base so he can gather the extra down there.
Now, what's a guy that's like 10 or 11 inches supposed to do? If the large one only goes to 8, what's the big guy supposed to do?
Well, that's a good question, and fortunately, there's only 1 or 2 of them in the United States today.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen more than 1 or 2 in porn films.
Oh,
alone.
yeah.
Now, you've seen porn before.
Well, not to mention the NBA.
Carol, if you run a porn film, can you write it off?
Haven't even gone there.
No, I mean on your taxes.
Don't even know.
You could, though, because you're in the condom business. I mean, it would technically be a business expense.
That's true.
Well, you got to remember condoms are a health device, and it's a medical device approved by the FDA. So
But you could learn
wherever they go, we go.
You might learn something about penises renting a porn film, though, that you might, I'm just saying you could write them off, I think.
But are they the average?
Well, no, but I mean, maybe you're marketing towards larger guys like you are. I'm just saying it's another incentive for you to rent porn. I don't know how much you rent now, but
certainly
you
is
rent a little more and write it off.
another market we could penetrate.
Now, when we're talking about the reservoir, which I can't help but notice on these devices here, is there extensive testing done so as to so no one has to worry about blowing it out? Like it can take it.
It can take it. Typically,
nobody blows the end right clean off these things.
No, absolutely not.
Do you actually test that kind of stuff?
Sure.
Do you really?
Well, we know what the average ejaculate is, and we make the reservoir around the average ejaculate.
All right, start throwing those numbers around.
It's less than a teaspoon.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What about the force in which that arrives?
Yeah, how fast is it going? Because you have to test that, to make sure that the thing holds up.
Yeah.
That, I'll be honest with you, that I can't speak to. That I don't know.
Nobody ever put a speed gun on it?
Never did.
Never did.
Never did, but it's certainly something for spring break, isn't it?
Well, that, or you could go to a porn set and maybe put the speed gun on, borrow the speed gun from the Dodgers or one of the major league teams, and you could write it off.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You're worried about my taxes, aren't you?
It's getting near tax time. These are just some little ideas I have.
Yeah, you should be writing this down.
Yeah, I think I will.
Now, how do you, seriously, as an expert on condoms and lifestyle condoms, which, again, offering now the extra large and also the snugger fits, what sort of research do you do? Because this is an unusual territory for a woman to work in. I mean, how do you research the kinds of things that you have to know about, male genitalia?
Well, in terms of the actual size, what we're doing is we hire clinical nurses and doctors who do it for us, who really do all the measuring.
Mostly nurses, though, right?
Mostly, exactly, because we need what we call a hot room to sort of get people interested.
A hot room?
It's basically a room where they can...
They have fluffers.
They can read magazines.
Oh.
Do you ever have fluffers in there, Carol, like they do in the porn sets?
No.
Do you know what a fluffer is?
I've heard the term in the past. We basically just have... it's a real clinical environment.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
But you can't be that clinical if you're going to get guys to try on condoms. You need fluffers, Carol. Come on. Get with it.
So
write them off.
When you're in this hot room and these magazines are there and everything, are the nurses actually manipulating the erections? And
No.
No, that would be fluffing.
What they're really doing is the measuring.
They're measuring after the guy works his own thing into its state, then they measure.
Right.
Wow.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And Carol, when they do that, you're behind the kind of two-sided mirror?
No, these aren't focus groups. Although I never really gave that much thought.
You go behind that two-way mirror all the time. You look in, you watch.
Oh, yeah. In the video cameras...
And you take those memories with you everywhere you go.
No, these aren't two. There are no two-way mirrors.
You're calling one up right now.
And just in case you forget, you've got video running.
These are highly trained professionals who we're working for.
How much are the guys paid to try on condoms?
How much? Excuse me?
How much do you get paid to be in the hot room?
It's volunteer.
Oh, it's volunteer.
How many times does Joe show up a week?
Yeah, there must be some guy that just keeps coming back and coming back and coming back.
Yeah, where you say, like, okay, hey, look, we're moving on to another guy, okay?
Hoping to get a larger number.
Well,
no, he just enjoys it. Nurses are seeing him nude.
He's into it.
And you, Carol, behind the glass. He knows you're behind the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing.
I mean, you must get some of the same people showing up over and over again.
Actually, when people are incentivized, and I mean, an incentive could be a T-shirt kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get that because they want the T-shirts or whatever.
Oh, they don't want the T-shirt. They want that nurse to measure them. You and I know. Now, do you deliberately make sure the nurses aren't all that hot? Or do you make sure that they're dressed pretty provocatively?
No. You'd be surprised. This is a very clinical setting.
Yeah.
I mean, they're nurses in little white uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you get done a lot faster if you had some hot nurses.
Yeah,
and they fluff.
Yeah, because if you're going to measure the thing, if you have less than something stellar, the guy's going to start losing some measurements right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's partly why it is volunteer. Because you want someone who's going to be able to satisfy the requirements of the test.
And be professional about it.
Exactly.
Let me ask you one other thing. We're forever being inundated with the idea that condoms are ribbed for her pleasure. Mm-hmm. Would you say that rib, and of course you have this style as well, are ribbed condoms, do they really provide women that much pleasure?
Well, what I can tell is what I hear from people who use the condoms, leave emails, and I would say yes, and it helps if the condom is also studded, and we're actually developing a condom that has both.
Wow.
Now,
You're saying that's what you like?
That's not what I said. I said people who leave emails tell us they tend to like it when it's also studded.
Carol, do you guys have a website?
We have a website at www.lifestyles.com.
Well, Carol, good luck with Lifestyles, and Valentine's Day coming up. Sure, a lot of people will be going in to pick up those extra larges.
Yeah,
and some Snuggers,
and some Snuggers. Yeah.
Snugger fits.
Yeah.
And the website once again is
www.lifestyles.com.
All right, and remember, you can rent those porn flicks and write them off.
Okay.
Don't forget that next time you do that.
Thanks very much for the tax advice.
You're welcome, Carol.
Appreciate it.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sometimes I wonder if it'll ever extend. I get embarrassed when I'm hanging with my friends. They lecturize me, I don't know why. They get me a Happy Meal and supersize my fry. And there's nothing I can do. I only got 3-inch toes. And when I'm coming out of the pool, I only got a 1-inch toe. Yeah, it's small but it's real cool. I'm happy with a 3-inch toe. I only got 3-inch toe.
Drew and Mike in the morning. I don't like my job, and I don't think I'm going to go anymore. On 101 WRIF Detroit. The Riff. Drew and Mike. 101 WRIF Detroit.
On the Week in Review, and got a chance to see the premiere of The People versus Larry Flynt on Tuesday night, which was a great movie.
Yeah, I will have to see that.
I got to say, I don't know how factual it is. It really makes Larry Flynt sound like Mr. Nice Guy or Mr. Funny Guy or Mr. First Amendment Guy. Not Mr. Creep, though, which is really, I think, my overwhelming opinion of him.
Well, fortunately, they're balancing the teeter-totter and actually... Yeah, they're offsetting that, really. Larry Flynt's doing it himself with his autobiography, and that's so
Which
outrageous.
leaves a few things out, although it does include a few choices.
Oh, yeah, humping a chicken for meow's sake.
And we got to talk to Larry, and we knew, his speaking voice is not all that understandable, and we apologize for that. He was shot, and of course, does not have the use of his legs, but we were able to have an interesting conversation with Mr. Larry Flynt, ladies and gentlemen, of Hustler Magazine, on the Week in Review on 101 WRIF. Hey, Larry.
Hello?
Yeah.
That might be a little better.
Okay.
All righty.
Hey, how you like the movie, Larry?
Liked it a great deal.
You liked it a lot? Now, Woody Harrelson, not exactly the guy I would have expected to see playing you. Were you happy with that choice?
Oh, Woody plays me better than I play myself.
Oh, no kidding. Well, I know because... I'm well familiar with Hustler, and in the 70s, I bought that thing a time or two, and but I remember exactly what you look like then, and he does look like you during that time period.
Okay. Mike, in fact, you particularly enjoyed one segment of Hustler. I'm sure Larry will recall.
In fact, Larry, in your book, you actually mentioned it was the second highlight, I believe, moment in your career with Hustler, and that is the Jackie O pictures. And Larry, I got to tell you is that I've always told my partner Drew, man, does she have some growth on her, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that was did very well for us.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Did you get pressure from the Kennedy family, Larry?
No, not really.
They just didn't mind, or you just printed it and it was too late?
Well, yeah, they could have sued, but I took a calculated risk that they wouldn't.
Yeah,
out that way.
And I can't believe that you got those pictures for $18,000. I would have thought that you'd pay probably $500,000 for that.
Everybody else had turned them down in this country. That's why I was able to get such a deal on it. They didn't want to run them because of who she was.
Yeah.
Larry, now in your book, An Unseemly Man, which I read cover to cover, it's a good read just this past weekend. You mentioned having some pretty compromising photos of Jane Fonda and Ted Turner. How come those haven't been printed?
You know, I've become friends with Ted, and I decided to keep those off the market.
Yeah.
Are they good pictures?
Very good.
Oh, yeah.
Of Jane and with Ted?
Well, I don't want to say what's there.
Okay.
Larry, you've lost your edge. What about the Pat Boone pictures that you allege to have?
Well, that's we already published that.
Oh, you
did you? I never saw that. What's Pat doing?
He was there with a big smile on his face, and you don't watch stuck through a shoebox.
Is he wearing those white shoes?
He's wearing nothing.
Not even the white belt.
Well, now, who took this picture?
I don't know. It was a Polaroid that we got. I think someone found it in his trash.
No, I'm unclear, Mike, as to what he's doing. What?
He's got his schlong in a shoebox?
He cut a hole in the shoebox and stick it through the shoebox.
like a glory hole, a cheap glory hole. Well, what about these right-wing politicians you say you've got photos of?
Well, no, when I get those, I'll publish them right away.
But you claim that you have some that you never did publish, and I found that very ironic in light of some of your legal problems and lawsuits.
I published all of them that I've had.
Oh, did you?
Who was in that list? Because I don't remember ever hearing about Jesse Helms.
Congressman Larry McDonald from Georgia, who was on that flight 007 that went down and shot down.
Okay, did you publish them after he died?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And what was he doing?
He was with Hooker in a hotel room.
No,
that's too bad.
Hey, you haven't got any pictures of Andy McDowell ever, have you? I am so in love with her. I'd love to see her spread out.
No.
No Jacqueline Smith?
No.
Darn it.
Hey, Larry, I was reading in your recent interview about Woody Hayes, the Ohio State coach, trying to take a swing at you after you made him the a-hole of the month in Hustler. You want to tell us what happened there?
Yeah, I was eating an arrest north of Columbus, and we just honored him as the ass of the month, so to speak. And next thing I know, this guy comes marching over to my table, and 2 or 3 people tried to hold him back, and what do you want to take a swing at?
No.
The People versus Larry Flynt is the movie, and Larry Flynt actually does make a cameo in the movie. Larry, now I know this has to be made for mainstream moviegoers, but did they include you having sex with a chicken in this movie?
No, they left that out.
Oh, darn.
And did you have to kill the chicken afterwards?
The other night, Bill Mayer, politically incorrect, asked me who got off first, me or the chicken.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
That you intimate in your book that really wasn't that uncommon where you came from in Kentucky?
Boys that grow up on a farm always experiment with animals. When they get older, they're too embarrassed to think about it, much less talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But a chicken seems like an odd choice to me. I mean, wouldn't it normally be like a cow or a sheep or something?
Yeah.
Well, that comes later on.
But you had moved on to women by then.
So how was that chicken? Was it decent or what?
Oh, I was a little 10 years old. I don't even remember. I was just doing it because the older boys were doing it.
Yeah.
No, it was probably pretty normal.
Yeah.
Now, how many, in the book you don't exactly say, but how many women do you think you've slept with in your life, Larry Flynt?
Well, quite a few. Not as many as Will Chamberlain.
Mm-hmm.
No. Did you ever get any STDs? Because you don't seem to be a big condom user, judging from the number of women that you impregnated.
I never had VD in my life.
That's
never, really?
Amazing.
What about crabs?
Yes, I had those a couple times.
Okay, so you have invested in some A2000 a time or two.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, there's so many items in your book that are so funny. One being the business of when you were in the service and taking on all those women until you threw your back out and had to be carried back to the ship.
Larry, was that a personal highlight for you? The 20 hookers in France?
Well, it's something I never forgot.
I can imagine.
I've been lucky at poker the night before on the ship, so I had a bucket full of money, and I figured, why not?
Right.
And now you actually got back spasms because in the book you described taking a thrust.
Yeah, the guys had to help me back aboard the ship.
How did you keep it together long enough to get back spasms? Because you described, I did a couple thrusts here, a couple there. And,
yeah.
I mean, it just seems like you would have lost it early on.
I kind of stopped.
Oh.
Between.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it took a rest?
In between and think of some baseball scores and then move forward, eh?
Yeah. Are you guys in Detroit or Cleveland?
We're in Detroit.
Detroit?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to leave because I got a plane to catch.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Larry. Hey, listen, we're looking forward to the People versus Larry Flynt. I guess you're going to debate Jerry Falwell on CNN, is it?
Yes.
Is this going to be the first time you've been face-to-face with Jerry since the trial?
No, I did Nightline with him in '88, but I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. And we understand you're pain-free now and you're actually sexually active again.
Yes, I am.
Well, good for you.
Don't forget to tell your listeners about Unseemly Man, my autobiography.
We've talked quite a bit about it, Larry, and I read it, and I have to say, however you feel about Larry Flynt, it's a good read.
Okay.
Okay, Larry.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, Larry.
Nice talking to you. Bye-bye.
Yikes.
Larry Flynt. You know what? I thought I was talking to Dr. Detroit for a second there. Remember Dan Aykroyd as Dr. Detroit?
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, now that you mention that. Yeah,
or Hawk.
Drew and Mike in the morning.
You fellas have a lot of growing up to do, I'll tell you that. Ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. Can you believe these characters? Way out of line, way out of line.
On 101 WRIF Detroit. The Riff. 101 WRIF Detroit.
This is the music requested by Dan, who's the author of Sex Tips for Single Women, Sex Tips for Straight Women from a Gay Man, by Dan Anderson, and a chick, too. I guess he got some help from her.
Yeah.
And this is the song he requested. We play as we call him.
Well, I would say, I'll tell you one thing, he hasn't missed a beat in that book. I mean, I don't think there's anything else you could ever cover in the whole wide world.
Something gay, no doubt.
Yeah, I really wasn't expecting to read anything about those rings.
No, sir.
We'll have to ask him about marination. Tom Jones liked marination. I don't think there's anything in there, was there?
I didn't see that.
Hello.
Hello, is Dan there?
Hi, this is Steve.
How's the book doing?
The book's in its 20th printing.
Is
Wow.
it? Well, I'll tell you, there's not one sentence that isn't pretty wild.
Hey, tell us about this hot Norwegian grad student.
He was pretty hot, I have to confess. He was not my Norwegian grad student.
Oh, he wasn't?
No, he was the graduate student of my friend Maggie, that great woman who wrote the book.
What is the sluttiest thing you've ever done? The soonest after you met someone that you slept with them?
About 5 minutes. I don't know.
Oh, my God. 5 minutes? What was the occasion? You slut.
There was a lot of liquor involved.
Well,
that goes without saying.
Yeah. See, that's the great thing about guys. It's like, the way guys are when it's a guy and a guy.
Go for it, and it's,
Yeah, then when it's
stop till you get it.
Well, yeah, guy on guy, it's like, hey, well, forget dinner, and the other guy goes, oh, I agree, let's get it on. Well, I agree too.
Sure.
Where was this, in a bar?
It was outside a bar, actually.
Is that right?
In a car?
It was actually my slutty adventure buddy who was just here a little while ago and left. We were leaving the bar in a car, and and there was somebody coming out of the bar, and I just decided that I needed to talk to that person, and I just opened the door, and I said, "Get in the car!"
And being he was a guy, he said, "You got it."
And he, yeah, well, you know.
Yeah.
Did you flip for top or bottom, or how do you deal with that in 5 minutes?
I honestly can't remember what the case was.
Was it an oral situation? You know,
oral all the time.
Yeah. Now, one of your pieces of advice to women, and we're talking about sex tips for women from a gay man, which makes a lot of sense to me, is you say a woman could never hurt herself by just grabbing it, just going for it. The guy might think she's a slut momentarily, but he'll get over it. And, I mean, you couldn't be more right.
Well, don't you think so? Yeah, I mean, you're the straight guys, right?
Yeah.
You'll testify.
Well, yeah, because
absolutely. You might think a little bit about it. There'd be a little corner of your brain wondering, but you'll be happy.
Yeah, because it'd be like, oh, you slut, then the sensation would be felt, then you forget immediately.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we say. It's like every straight guy that I've spoken to about this, you know, because women are always saying, like, oh, no, I can't make the first move. I'm a girl, da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, and they're afraid to do it. And then every single guy says that they are thrilled when the woman makes the first move, when the woman, like, orchestrates the sex.
Right.
You know, when they're enjoying it, they're not, you know, embarrassed about it.
Takes the pressure off.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You had another good point in the book, Dan, that I mean, obviously from the porn movies that men traditionally produce, that men like to see the results of their work. And
Maggie, my co-author, was amazed at that.
She was?
Yeah, because I kept saying, I said, you know, we had a long discussion about porno flicks, and she couldn't understand for the life of her, you know,
why they end that way,
why guys were so into seeing it happen. Like, and I said, oh my God, that's, you know, yeah, you know, that's what it's all about. And he was like, you know, women couldn't care less.
Well, come on. Well, they should learn to be impressed.
I got to believe.
I said, you know, you have to at least try, you know, feign a little bit of interest.
I think some
guy is really proud of it.
Oh yeah, the guy's just like, oh, wait till she sees all this.
He had no idea about the distance thing either.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, the other thing that Dan says in the book is that try not to jump out of the way like someone yelled fire.
Yeah.
Look out.
Hey, there were a couple things in your book that I really wasn't sure about because I didn't think they applied to me, and I thought maybe they were gay things. Was you were talking about how half the guys out there are nipple queens. In other words, they like people to play with their nipples.
Yeah.
And also, you talked about your friend Peter, who just loves pits. and how much men like to have their pits played with and flicked and tongued and all that.
Peter is into pit play.
I don't. The pits do nothing for me. The nipples do nothing for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not me either. I don't know. I was wondering if that was a homo thing.
Yeah.
He never does talk about the Tom Jones story. Have you heard what Tom Jones does?
No.
Well, according to Mike,
according to an interview that someone claims they read on him, a legitimate source, however.
So it's a good fifth hand. You know.
Well, yeah, it should be.
At least.
Yeah, it should be. He marinates his dickhead in Listerine, and he sits with it in a bowl, and he lets it marinate for several hours, and he finds that not only do they like the taste, but he can go forever, and that's the secret to him lasting forever.
Wow.
Have you ever heard of that?
I've never heard of that, and it sounds not so pleasant to me. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
But Dan,
a lot of prep work.
Have you drawn a mental picture of Tom Jones sitting there watching TV, marinating it?
It's not pretty.
Yeah, because he's sitting there. He's got to kill 3 hours, so he's trying to watch a good movie.
You know,
he's got a bowl between his legs.
And sort of his ankles. He's got a towel underneath him.
A big mixing bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. It took like 8 bottles to fill that baby up, and he just sinks the helmet in. Just the helmet, nothing else.
Although I guess if it hangs down that far, that's pretty good for him, huh?
Well, we've heard.
You talk about the C ring and the fact that it causes the thing to turn deep crimson. Don't be alarmed.
Unless it's a black guy.
Do women need to know or what?
Yeah. So that C ring, that's big, isn't it? The C ring, that's very popular.
Why is that so big in gay circles and not in the hetero world? I mean, I don't think I could be mistaken. Maybe I'm the last guy that doesn't have one.
With a lot of gay guys, it's like, you know, it has to do with well, and I can't even imagine this. They walk around with them on all day long.
What?
And I know these guys who are in a band, these gay guys, and they wear them, of course, when they're up on stage.
Yeah.
Is that you too?
A nice little package to project.
Well, doesn't after a while...
Wait. But you mean they have their things out during the concert?
No. It's just underneath, but it sort of like makes it
Oh, it gives it a little
lift.
Yeah, I see.
It's like a wonder bra, I guess, for...
So they can so they can keep it suspended over the bag.
It gives them cleavage.
Yeah.
you know.
But will some guy get a boner and then put a C-ring on there and just have it ache all day?
I don't know. It seems to me it'd be pretty, like, uncomfortable to walk around with all day, but they love it, you know.
I've never had one on, but
I have
would
never.
think it would be a drag. Hey, you know what other term Dan uses in the book? And I thought this came out in the John Waters movie, Pecker, but the term teabagging.
Yep.
I love that. That was great.
That teabagging is hilarious.
When somebody they said that they used that term the first time with me, and I was like, and they just said the word, and I was like, instantly got the image.
It's so funny.
It's very descriptive.
Not to mention, he talks about doing push-ups over your partner.
I know it.
Oh, for crying out loud. Dan, Jesus.
Well, as you know, we say, like, because gay guys love to show off their well-defined pecs and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Because that's... I don't mind doing a little exercise during it.
Well, that's a big thing now with gays, isn't it? Everybody's buff, thin mustache, real bronze muscles, and...
Oh, my God, you should see L.A., my God.
Yeah.
Have you been to Saugatuck, Michigan?
No, actually.
Boy, there's just there is quite a collection of gay people on the Oval Beach there.
So I hear.
They all have. Oh, you've heard about it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's one end of the beach, and I walked down there last year with my girlfriend, and you got to this one point. There's a demarcation zone, maybe just a few people playing frisbee there, but
DNZ, right?
Yes. And then all of a sudden, there's the most buff collection of short-haired guys with mustaches and oil on that you've ever seen.
Total Speedos, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, total Speedos.
Yeah.
And, it's quite a collection of folks.
At the end of the day, there's real weird marks in the sand.
The book is called Sex Tips for Straight Women from a Gay Man. Dan is the gay man. And how do you get the book, Dan? Where do you find it?
It should be at all the big bookstores, the chain bookstores.
Is that right? So if you go into Borders,
Wow.
you're going to find this?
Oh, yeah.
No?
Is that right?
Wow.
It might not be in the front of the store, but...
Do you have a 1-800 number?
We do, except I don't know it, so don't ask me for it. Sorry.
Okay. But B. Dalton or Borders or any of the big ones?
All those places, yeah, Amazon.com if you're too shy to go in.
All right.
Well,
Dan, we get the impression, don't know, but it just seems that gay guys' size matters. And what I'm thinking is, based on the fact that that thing is either going to go there or it's going to go there, that size would be the bigger. It seems like the bigger it is, the worse it's going to be. What's the deal with that? Is bigger better in the gay world? Is bigger better?
It's a visual thing, I guess.
Oh, a visual thing, yeah.
Have you seen? Have you heard of Jonah Falcon?
No, who's that?
Oh,
he's got 13 and a half inches. He's got his own website.
Could you tell me that website address, please?
What's the address?
What is it, Mike?
Here's a real easy way to get to it. I'm serious. You got a pen?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the 3 W's, of course.
Right.
Sold First, SOLDFIRST.com/WRIF. It's a monster.
That sounds a little scary.
Yeah. I think you'd probably be selective about what you'd want to do with it.
Yeah.
What could you do except just
Yeah, I know.
Look at it.
at it?
That's what he was talking about. It's kind of miserable in that way. But apparently the gay porn industry is really after him, and it's more gay guys than females that are after him. And if it's a female, chances are it's a transvestite. That's what he said. So, oh boy.
Dan, listen, I'm sure your book will continue to do well, and we appreciate the time, and you have yourself a great day.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys.
You bet. Take it easy.
You too.
All right.
Drew and Mike in the morning.
You ruined my life!
On 101 WRIF Detroit. The Riff. WRIF.